Hey everyone, we are back with more FF14. Miro just took down the Lambs of Dalamud within the Tamtara Deepcroft. It is now time to talk to Mother Mayun and report our success. Welcome back, Miro. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deepcroft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Bataron's ringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Bull Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point. Ah shit, look who it is! Avir's gone and it's all your fault! If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried! He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell! He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Bah! To hell's with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving. It'd be too soon if I ever see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel as this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by the way, by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avir's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it. But for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Oh, wait. Don't leave me alone. Please. I'm so sorry, Avir. Please, forgive me. So, those three NPCs, if you guys recall, outside the Sastacha Grotto, they were also there, and they were yelling at Edda for being slow about buying potions. If you recall, about an hour ago. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes 12 times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventures of your experience. I can send women like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a battle ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ul'dah. She seeks the service of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in the task, say the word and I will be glad to share the details with you. Yeah, it also is very creepy that she is carrying around Avir's head. Who the fuck does that? You're sick, we leveled up. So, you're not averse to taking a little trip. Wonderful! As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you to the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now, off you go, Miro, and good luck. Okay. So, let's teleport over to Ul'dah, shall we? Now, like I said, Ul'dah is actually the city that I did start in. So we're gonna go to our old stomping grounds of sorts. Oh, I can teleport over there, right? Yeah, somebody here named Paprika. Alright, Adventurers Guild. I think it's time we got to upgrade our axe, don't you guys? Okay, let's meet up with Momodi here. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now. If you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Judging by your determined expression, I take it you ain't here for ale. Are you called Miro Prentice by any chance? Mion sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Their dialogue is also slightly different depending on which city you start in. I should say you keep using the same axe the whole playthrough. Into a copper hell. Momodi is waiting to brief you on your task. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God's almighty! Another second under that sun, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you wouldn't be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Shan. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So this winsome lass is the much lauded adventurer, is she? Marvelous, marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, my lady. I am Papa Shan, formerly of the Sultan's Sworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Mayhap you'd like to apprise Miro of her mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina & Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are the clan known as the Hechatoncheires, fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they may have managed to break through the thick layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder you're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, my lady. The people of that age used the Hechatoncheires to work their mines. By way of enchanting helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hechatoncheires, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels, so it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well, now that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell as long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. God bless you. I fear you might have some reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you didn't know, Copperbell Mines are in Western Thanline. Do take care, you hear? Oh, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amagina & Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell Mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. We buried these giants alive for 300 years, and now you must beat them to death. It's very important. Oh, this guy's just literally just standing right behind us. Okay, hey dude. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You got guts, miss. I just hope you have the skills to go with them, because things ain't pretty down there. The Hechatoncheires left the place in the right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second Ul'dah dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong! Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One thing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt, for want of aught to build with. The stone's torches keep in watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. I feel like if it was this dire that they were going to be losing out on building materials, like to the point where they suffer if they don't, maybe it would call for a little more than a lone adventurer to go deal with it. Gotta go to Western Dandaland. That's that gate over there. So this seems like not a well thought out plan. Well, to be fair to them, they are sending Mira, and Mira's pretty excellent. Okay, so Western Dandaland is often either the first or the second area that players who start in Ul'dah go, and I actually really like the look of this desert area for it being a desert. Deserts aren't typically something I like in games all that much, but they do pretty good with it. Okay, that's a quest we're not going to do. Okay. Also, I like the music. Here's a giant tortoise. As you can see, we got a cactuar. It's kind of weird seeing cactuars as level 3 enemies in a Final Fantasy game. They look more like Hechatoncheires in this, let's be real. Look at that fucking guy. Well, the reason why I said this one is either the first or the second is because players might just venture out here, because you can find the mobs they send you to out here as well. There's no requirement for you to go to Central Dandaland. You could do it out here as well. Alright. Like when I first played, I went out here by mistake because I was just exploring. I was like, oh, I can kill the mobs here, cool. Oh, look down there. There's sand toads. Hello, Jubs. Look at those two. They're just hanging out, chatting with each other. Giant Jubs. I spent a lot of time here in this zone. I think most players spend a lot of time in this zone for a very specific reason that we will talk about later. Alright, so for the purpose of our playthrough here, we're going to want to go to the right to get to Copperbell Mines. But we're going to go to the left real quick because I got to pick something up over there. Mel, what do you think of my pet, by the way? My minion. My little minion of light. Yesterday we had a wind-up Cain figurine that was following me around. So this is why I'm coming over here, by the way. We're going to attune to the Aetheryte. And now that we're done that, let's go. Yeah, Cain from FF4. Specifically that Cain. Not Cain from the stories of Cain and Abel. Okay, so here we are heading up to Copperbell. Mel, you should recognize Central Dandaland, though. That's where I came and showed off the King Slime hat, which I don't have on this character, sadly. You have to kill a mossless Gubu, a fat dodo, a Morby. These are all in Lower Nanasea, Western Lower Nanasea. A lot of these are in Lower Nanasea, so I'm gonna have to go hunt them down individually. Or get them later. Here's Stone Torch. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hechatoncheires? I didn't think that Papa Shell would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The Giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. I like how they don't even question me just showing up on my own. They're just like, alright, go on. Go, do your thing. Die. Alright, so as you can see, we have yet another dungeon. So they toss 3 dungeons at you in rapid succession on purpose. Like I said, just so you don't have just one dungeon to run if you so choose. Abandoned once purged of ore, Copperbell Mines lay untouched for nigh on 3 centuries until Emagina and Sons Mineral Concern reclaimed the shafts. The guild's sights set on expanding the mines downward in an attempt to tap yet undiscovered veins of valuable metal. Unfortunately, it was not riches the powder kegs uncovered, but sheer terror. For when the smoke cleared, out poured an army of raging giants from the darkest recesses of the mines. The Hechatoncheires, thralls of the Lost Thorn dynasty, were at last free from their lightless prison. 300 years of hate fueling their madness. Alright. Support. We're doing Copperbell Mines. Is that the same team? Oh, it is the same team. There's just a higher level now. They're leveling up with us. You would have preferred to be in Gridania? Understandably. Tank stance on. There we go. So now we're playing a Marauder, which is a tank class. I should make a portrait for this. I should probably pick up that friggin' copper. What? Why do they call it copper? You would have preferred Gridania, but to make Great Mel as close to the Pukulipo as possible, you needed to be here? Yeah, you needed her to be a gladiator, right? Gridania is a nice city. Of the three, even though I started in Ul'dah, and I like Ul'dah, Ul'dah is probably my least liked of the three, and not by much. Like, I still like the city. It's just, Limsa Laminsa is a seaside town, and I like the sea. It looks very nice. And I like the forest. Look at these guys, they're not even coming in here. Fine, fuck you. See you later. I'm in this on my own now, guys. Hopefully they teleport over here, because that's gonna be a problem. Oh, they're there. What? They just ran through the gate, what the fuck? I'm running with ghosts. So this is Copperbell Mines. I like this dungeon actually. It's a pretty good low-level dungeon. Now I'm fairly certain that this dungeon is different. What I mean by that is, I'm fairly certain the bosses in this dungeon are not what they were back when I used to run this place as a wee youngin' in my mid-20s. This dungeon is a bit different. Yeah, just like my demons. The layout of the dungeon, I'm fairly certain it's the exact same, but the bosses, I think they changed the bosses. But wasn't there a treasure chest in here? It's not. Oh, still fun to explore and show off the various things they got going here. So this is Shaft B1. Hey there, Mr. Hechatoncheires Stonehauler. Oh, they're gonna kill the goblin first? Okay. Slam. And down he goes. That dude was just hanging out in the wall. Lightning elemental here. there's a lot less enemies here than I recall, too. Like, I remember there being patrols going up and down that stairway there. Or ramp. I do like the background design too. Like you see all like the ramps and like such shit that they use here. Which is pretty cool. Oh, here's a friggin' Copperbell. Hey, Mr. Conjurer, don't you know Arrow yet? Maybe he's casting stone at least. Maybe he doesn't know Arrow yet. The Conjurer is attacking. Not that arrow. AERO. The wind spell. He knows arrow. He just chooses not to use it. Now it's arrow. Okay. It is green, so that fits. I mean, if he chooses not to use it, that's fitting, I guess. What precarious heights? Oh, interesting. I don't see the fire sand there, so I guess the fire sand isn't a thing anymore? So throughout the dungeon, you'd have to collect fire sand to be used later, which I will point out when we get there. So in this room, oh, there's fire sand. Okay, never mind. They just put them all in this room, it looked like. Because there used to be one on the scaffolding back there. And this one here is still here. Anyway, you'd use this, and then you'd have to go over to the powder chamber, put the fire sand in the powder chamber. There you go. And then use the blasting device. Which would open a way to a boss fight, which... This is way different. Okay. This is... Alright, let's see what it's got. He's got a tank buster, it seems. He's got mechanics, it seems. Someone cast on that. Yeah. I think I can aim to the exit, actually. I don't think I can, actually. It's the bars. Tank busters, so I'm going to lower the damage by fucking 9. By putting up rampart. Okay, yeah, that's quite a bit different from before. Before, here was the fight. Essentially, the room was not a circle. It was like half a circle, and that up there, bombs would drop down, and Spriggans would spawn, and you had to kill the Spriggans and then kill the bomb before it went off. You do, I think, 3 bombs, and then after a few moments, the boss we just fought, Kotos, would come lumbering out of there, drop down, and you'd fight him. But he didn't have any mechanics. He just auto-attacked. Occasionally did like a big hit. So that was quite a bit different. I got Foe Striker's Mittens. That's not what I need, but that'll be good for our other class. So yeah, that boss fight is quite a bit different from the one I was used to. And if you guys are interested, I do have my other playthrough of FF14 that I did with Silly and Piamet on YouTube. So actually, we're not gonna wear those. The ones I'm wearing are better. So you can still see what the old fight was. The reason they made that change is probably because of these guys. When they revamped the Realm Reborn to have the duty support PCs, since they don't do AoE damage, it was probably just a lot easier to just change the fight. Alright, so we got another area here, a powder chamber, a blasting device, and 2 rooms to the side. Well, let's go see what's over here. We got a blasting cap, a Spriggan copper. Anyway, that's what I think is. That's why. We'll kill the Iron Soul. No self-destruct for you. Probably gonna try again once he wakes up here. Nope. Alright, so the reason we had to come down here is when you kill the blasting caps, they actually drop the fire set we need. I think we need 2. Even if we don't, I'm gonna go over here anyway because I want to get the, I think there's a treasure chest in this area. Are we going after blasting cap? Damn, he didn't even get a chance to explode. Okay, fire sand. And there is a treasure chest over here. Now I don't know what's past that door. Can't get through it. Got another hat that I already have. I'm hoping the game will give me the last hat that I need for this set, because then I'll have the whole set. Okay. Use the blasting device. I think there's a boss just past here. Some more fire sand. Yay. Good thing they told me we need fire sand. Okay, Icarus Ire. Now this fight already looks vastly different than it did before. I'll explain the old fight afterwards, but yeah, I like how they're just making big circles now. They're not even trying. If I can't see my character or it changes my hair, I'll hide the headgear because I don't like that. But if it lets me see my hair still and my character's face, then I'll wear it. Oh shit, just immediately with the fucking LB from the commentaries. Alright, so already this is vastly different. So this is actually one of the first fights in the game that had like mechanics to them. Now the mechanics are not complicated or even really difficult, but I'll explain them after. You know what I mean? Attack it? I brought it over to your side on purpose, you fuck. What a dick. Oh, I was gonna explain them after. Anyway, that was the plan. Because like I said, they changed what the old fight used to be. Probably should have waited that round so I get 2 rounds of this attack, but that's fine. Okay, so this fight before, it had one of those push blasting things you had to do. And what would happen is when you push it, it would summon a bomb. Now, players would inevitably kill that bomb, which was not good. You didn't want the bomb to be killed. So what DPS would do the whole fight is they would stand over here and just stand there. They wouldn't do anything for the entire fucking fight until the very end. Because when you summon a bomb, a Spriggan would also spawn, which would go and kill the bomb. So they'd have to kill the Spriggan to stop it from killing the bomb. Now the Spriggan died in 2 hits, so the DPS were virtually useless beyond that. The tank, however, would have to pick up the bomb and hold it until the bomb would self-destruct. And then they'd have to make sure the ooze was in the bomb's explosion radius, and when it got hit, it would split. And you do that 2 or 3 times, and then when the oozes were small enough, you could actually do damage to them and kill them. So yeah, the tank and healer were the only ones super necessary for the fight. And if you had a new player who wasn't reading chat, it could be super miserable because they just keep killing the fucking bomb and you'd never be able to kill the fight. Hey, another Foe Striker skirt. Great. My favorite. So yeah, that fight was the first fight in the game that had mechanics, and they were not the greatest mechanics. I get why they changed it, but... And now we're dealing with living fossils and hipposaurs. New players suck. No, it's not that they suck, it's just that they added in a mechanic and didn't explain it, and the only thing that sucks is if they're not paying attention to chat, or if they don't speak the same language as the rest of the people in their group. It's really hard to explain what to do with the auto-translate function. There's 2 paths you can take here. You can take that short route that has the 2 enemies, or there's a longer path around the other side there, through the water, which I'll show you guys in a moment. Oh, there it is. There's a lot more enemies over there, so we're not doing that path. What did you say? No. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm saying that if a game's going to introduce a mechanic, have some way of explaining what you need to do. Have an NPC yelling at you to get up on the Hydra's back. especially when every fight prior to this didn't really have mechanics. I mean, the Mind Flayer at the end of Tamtera Deep Crop had those tethered imps to kill, but they were kind of obvious that you were supposed to kill them. Look at this guy. Now he's stunned. Oh. This is interesting. This used to be like a fully solid wall that you couldn't see around, and there were enemies that you could walk around, and if you fought them, you could get the treasure chest, but now they're just giving you access to the treasure chest, which I already have the item from. Rude. Simply rude. Oh look, they changed this room too. Okay. Alright, alright. So it looks like every boss in this area was changed. Slaves no more! Free! Free! Okay. Here we go. Masters must pay, masters must die. Never again, never. Okay, everyone. Hey, they gave him dialogue. Interesting. Agreed, Mal. If everything up to the point is just kill all things as soon as they appear, then they should tutorial new mechanics. Exactly. That's all I'm getting. Okay, this guy's got a donut AoE. A dynamo, if you will. Oh, no, you don't want to be in that. They certainly don't, Oh, look, here's our tank buster. A grand slam. 105 damage. Colossal slam. So you can see a lot of this guy's mechanics are just get the fuck out. So in case you're wondering, yes, this guy did change. A lot of his mechanics before were ignored anyway. Finishing that. Oh, they gave me a battle axe. They didn't give me the hat I wanted, but okay. So, quick recap here of the fight beforehand. So essentially, when you come in, the room is relatively the same, except it had a different like ground, and there was walls that kind of jutted out from the side that you couldn't walk through, and there were targets on the wall there that you could target if you want, but there's no reason to. Anyway, the boss at like 66 and I think 33%. At 66%, he would run over and start breaking one of the walls, and when he did, ads would continually come out of the holes in the wall. And he also had a scream that did AoE damage. And then at 33%, he would run over to the other side of the room and start breaking that wall as well. So you just have like increasing amounts of ads. Fortunately, most people would just focus him and beat the crap out of him while the tank picked up the ads. And then you'd start your level 2 limit break on him and he'd die. Oh, I got plundered knives. Well, that works out, since I am going to be leveling a rogue. Oh, here's our plundered battle axe, guys. It is a pretty big upgrade over what we got now. And it looks the exact same. Hurrah. But yeah, as you can see, the fight was vastly different. Alright, we're going to return to Painted Mesa, but we're going to do the same thing we did last time. And we're going to take a break here. And then it's going to be the last 30 minutes of today's stream, so we'll talk to... Oh, no, we're not going to talk to Painted Mesa. We're just going to do our side quests, which are going to be our Marauder stuff. So, give me a second, guys. I will be right back, and then we will continue on with more.